Hey guys, I want to talk to you about how to start your new coaches off right. I think this is one of those things that was a big learning curve for me. I wasn't sure exactly what to do because I didn't feel like I knew what I was doing. And so I'm going to share with you some awesome resources that you have at your fingertips that you can share with people. Don't feel like you need to reinvent the wheel or do a million things. We have good stuff. Give it to your people and plug them in. Now, the first thing I want to say though is mindset wise, you cannot run anyone else's business. And that was a lesson I had to learn over the past few years, and I still struggle a little bit with it, but you have to give up control. Your job, according to the policies and procedures, is to start them right, to plug them into a system. It's up to them to use it. It's up to them to choose it. Your job is to provide it. You are their mentor. You're not their boss. And so you can sit and talk with them and help them brainstorm things, but you cannot control what they do. So that's the very first thing. I want to walk you through the resources we have as a team to get your new coaches started right, because that's key. With your new coaches, you want them to feel confident right away, have a quick win, see success, and feel like they can do this. I will tell you, coaches that I have quit are ones who don't see that immediate quick win. And it doesn't have to be, oh, I've made a sale, or, oh, I've helped someone. It could be, I shared my journey on my page and someone said, great job. It could be anything. So I'm going to show you kind of the resources we have. So if you've not been to our team site, that is where all of it is housed. There's a ton of stuff also in the Coach Online office you can go to, but this is the stuff we have in on our training site. So if you just go to bit.ly.com/teaminvictus, it will bring you up here. And so when I get a new coach, there are a couple steps I do, and I'm going to show you them right now. So if you go to Next Level Training and you go to Starting New Coaches, here's a bunch of things that you need to know. So when I start a new coach, the first thing I do is I send them an email. Now, you can click here and you can look at the email I send them. Feel free to use it and make it your own. Change whatever works for you. I got this from another coach who's really successful. I probably should actually go back and change a couple of these things because I haven't looked at it in a while. But I send them a new coach welcome letter via email, whether they say they want to be just a discount coach or they want to work the business, because you never know. People get started. And so there are a couple things that are in this letter that are important. I have a video about the 3 types of coaches that I've made. You can feel free to share my video, or you can make your own. I also have put in the business quick start, which is what all new coaches should do. So they can click on that link and they can open it up, and then they have this to complete. My first thing that I have my new coaches do is complete this business quick start in a week, the first week, and then we set up an appointment to go over it. And it has them talk about their goals. And then I give them the link to the new coach training site. So they could go and they can, learn on their own. So that's the very first thing that I do. I send them an email. Now, I go from there. If they say they're just interested in the discount, I help them in my challenge group. I help them become the best product of the product. I check in with them before each Coach Basics training. I see if they want to join. And that's pretty much it. I don't treat them any differently. I remember that they're a challenger and I go from there. If they want to learn the business, it's a little bit different. After a coach signs up, no matter what, I set up a getting started right call to help them to help me learn about their goals. And so here's actually a script of what I use for getting started right. So if you've never done one, reach out to your upline and have people, have your upline do a 3-way call with you. But otherwise, focus on the people, not the logistics. Here's the thing. If your coach is motivated, they'll figure out how to start their website because you've given them the tools. The getting started right call is about you getting to know them better. It's about you getting to know their goals. And so it's really important that you spend the time doing that. So through the first part of it, I just kind of tell them that, what they're doing and that I'm going to be asking some questions. And when they're ready to start grow their own team, that they'll have access to the same questions. And I get to know their story. That's really important. What have they been doing? What interested them in coaching? Now, a lot of times before I sign a coach up, I probably have already talked to them on the phone, so I know a little bit about them already. So based on that person, the conversation might be a little bit longer or a little bit shorter. Then I review coaching and I talk about the different levels of coaching and I ask them where they see themselves. If they see themselves learning the business, I want them to have a quick win and an early triumph. And so I pick one of these things. I'd like you to share your story on Facebook. I'd like you to invite some people to try Shakeology. Or the one that I give the most is I need you to, fill out this quick start. And what we'll do is we'll set up a call in a week to review. And I like to do that because with my new coaches, if I can get them on the phone once a week for their first month, it not only helps them with their journey, but it helps them, feel connected to the team, ask questions, and learn a little bit more. And then I can individualize what I do. Now, it depends on how many people you're actually adding. If you're adding 5 coaches a month, that's not too hard to schedule. Tricky, but not too hard. But if you're adding 10 or 20, it gets a little tougher. So really feel out your schedule. But I have them fill out this business quick start, and then we set up a time to talk next week. Okay, so you have access to this as well. Then I get them on their call schedule for the first month, like I said. These are kind of topics that I use that first month. And you don't have to stick to them or anything, but I do like to, go through some certain things. So like week 2, I talk about coaching codes, week 3, challenge groups, and all of this is here for you. You also can listen to this call here where I did a sample getting started right call. So this is also available for you. The other thing I didn't say is that if possible, I always send them a welcome package, whether they want to be a coach for the discount or they want to make some money. And that welcome package is normally the magazine Success from Home. If you go to your Team Beachbody shop, it's underneath there. You can get them for $20. You can get a whole bunch of them. And it really features our products and Beachbody. And I like to send them that with a little note that says, welcome to the team. The other thing is I plug them into one of our coach trainings. If they're interested and if you want to run your own, and you click here, here's a sample training that you can use. If we don't have one coming up, you don't have to wait for me. And then if you want, these are just some of my tips for you to watch. The thing that I also think is important based on their goals is if they're ready to go with it, I send them to this link, New Coaches. And this is what I like them to kind of go through. And in my welcome email, I also go through and I kind of talked about this. So they can link to the team page if they're not a member of our team page. This is how they can join us. Let me get rid of some of these tabs up here. They can watch my welcome video. Here's the welcome letter. So these are some good samples. I suggest you make your own. These are some good samples to see. And then I have them go through some things that they need to know to get started. So they can self-pace them, through this. They don't have to wait for the Coach Basics. Say there's not a Coach Basics starting for a while or a Success Starter training, they can kind of jump on in. And then I tell them, once you've completed these 3 links, which again, the Business Quick Start, this is how to access their coaching codes. And this is a really cool resource I give them is the Beachbody organizational binder and planner. You can feel free to download one too if you don't have it. It has a monthly planner, a list for creating your goals. There's, if you do a blog, if you do Facebook, if you do Instagram, there's like some really cool things that you can access here. And it just can keep them organized as a free kind of gift. Then I have them watch this video, which is about the Coach Online Office. And so what they can do is they can tap in.
Hey guys, Kara here, and I'm going to show you your next step into coaching. So by now, how about your success level?
And it walks them through how to use the live
for you to
chat
go
and everything
$150 a month.
So then if they want to learn the 3 vitals, they can go ahead. They can watch different stories. They can learn about PD. They can get a free PD book. They can learn about inviting, how to ask questions. There's some good stuff here for them. How to handle objections. So it's really like coaching cliff notes on one page. Again, I always tell them, it's up to you. I don't want you to be super overwhelmed. So if you're someone who likes to get the information piecemeal, wait for the group. If you want to run with it, go for it. And again, I think it's important then to check in with them once a week for their first month. After their first month, I still check in with them at least once a month. If they're not in my challenge group, then I'm probably checking in with them almost every day. And I really help them. And so the important thing I want you to know is that we have a ton of resources that are there for you to use for your team and your coaches. So don't feel like, I can't sign a coach because I don't know how to help them or I don't know what I'm doing. Don't feel that way. The resources are there. Don't reinvent your own systems. Plug them into what works and get them started. The goal is get them started, help them feel excited, get them to be part of the team, and go with whatever their goals are, not your goals. They're not your goals, they're theirs. So if their goal is to just work on themselves, let them work on themselves. Don't push them into a training. But if they want to learn about the business, go for it. All right, guys, have a really great one. Go through the resources today. See what's out there for your new coaches. I guarantee there's stuff you've probably never seen and stuff you haven't seen in a while and stuff that you're like, wow, this really would help a new coach. I got to plug my people in. Have a good one, and let me know if you have any questions.